Hey everyone, welcome back to Zamboanga Times. Today we're diving into a serious topic about a controversial statement from former President Rodrigo Duterte, quoted by attorney Claire Castro in a recent Malacanang press conference. Castro used Duterte's words to take a jab at Vice President Sara Duterte, but I'm here to set the record straight. This wasn't a joke, and it's not just a cheap talking point. Let's break it down. Stick around and don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you don't miss our take on issues like this. So, here's the deal. In that press conference, Claire Castro brought up a 2017 statement from former President Duterte, where he said, and I quote in Filipino, "Hindi ako nagmamalinis, marami rin akong nanakaw, pero naubos na, kaya wala na."
Hindi po dapat lamang na puro salita or kaya pangako. Matatandaan natin na may nangako noong nakaraang administrasyon, 3 buwan hanggang 6 na buwan ay masusugpo ang korupsyon. Kung meron naman pong sistema ang Vice Presidente, kung paano agara masusugpo ang korupsyon na ito, sana po ay hinilig niya na rin po ito at ibinigay sa kanyang ama. Pero bakit hindi kaya? Siguro ito ang dahilan kung bakit hindi rin nasugpo ang korupsyon noong panahon ng nakaraang administrasyon. Dahil umamin mismo ang dating Pangulo na siya mismo ay kurap. Inamin niyang nagnanakaw siya, pero naubos na. So, ito pong article na to ay 2017, halos mahigit 1 taon na nakaraan bago after siya mangako na 3 buwan hanggang 6 na buwan matatapos ang korupsyon. Sasabihin natin kung anong sinabi niya rito, and I quote, "Hindi ako nagmamalinis, marami rin akong nanakaw, pero naubos na, so wala na."
That translates to, I don't pretend to be clean. I've also stolen a lot, but I've already spent it all, so it's all gone. Castro used this to question Vice President Sara Duterte's credibility on corruption, even calling her father's administration a living hell full of ghost projects. But here's my problem, Claire. You're throwing this quote around like it's just a gotcha moment without digging into what it really means. And no, it's not a joke. Let's get the context straight. Duterte said this in June 2017 during a speech at the Philippine Chinese Charitable Association, Inc. At the time, he was under fire from critics like Senator Antonio Trillanes, who accused him of hiding wealth and funneling contracts to his allies. This wasn't some random quip. It was a direct response to those allegations. When Duterte said, "I stole a lot, but it's all gone," he wasn't cracking a punchline. He was throwing a challenge to investigators, basically saying, "You won't find anything." In Tagalog, it's like he was taunting them, "Wala na kayong matatagpuan." That's not funny. It's a bold deflection. Now, Claire, you quoted this in your segment to slam Sara Duterte's moral ascendancy on corruption, but you're missing the bigger picture. This statement is serious. It's Duterte saying, "I hate corruption when others do it, but don't bother investigating me because the evidence is gone." That's not a laugh line. It's a president brushing off accountability in a country where corruption is a real painful issue. Here's where it gets frustrating. The next day, Duterte's team, through spokesman Ernesto Abella, claimed this was said in jest. Obviously. Really? A joke? Claire, you didn't challenge that in your segment, but let's be real. There's no evidence this was meant to be funny. No one reported Duterte laughing. No one said the audience was in stitches. There's no punchline here. A joke needs a setup and a twist, but this is just a blunt statement. I stole, but it's gone. If there's a punchline, as some might argue, it's "Wala na kayong matatagpuan." You won't find anything. And that's not funny. It's damning. It's a president saying, "Good luck proving it." This isn't the first time Duterte's camp has pulled the joke card. Remember when he promised to ride a jet ski to confront China in the South China Sea? When he didn't deliver, he called it a pure joke. Sound familiar? It's a pattern. Say something wild, get backlash, then say, "Relax, it was just a joke." But Claire, you can't just let that slide. Saying it's a joke doesn't erase the truth unless Duterte says, "I didn't steal, I was kidding." He never did. He never retracted it. That's a red flag. Now, Claire, you used this quote to dunk on Sara Duterte, saying her father admitted to being corrupt and that his administration was a living hell. Okay, fair point. Corruption is a huge issue, and Duterte himself called it endemic in later years. But just tossing out this quote without unpacking it is lazy. If you believe Duterte was corrupt, then call for accountability. Demand answers about what he meant by "I stole, but it's gone." Don't just use it to score points against his daughter. That quote is too serious to be a throwaway line in your argument. Corruption isn't a game. It's a real problem that hurts Filipinos every day. When a president says something like this, even if it's meant to be provocative, it matters. It's not just about Sara Duterte's stance or her moral ascendancy. It's about what Rodrigo Duterte was implying, that he could be part of the system he claims to hate and that investigators won't catch him because it's all gone. That's not a joke. It's a challenge to the system, and it deserves more than a quick jab in a news segment. So Claire, if you're going to bring up this quote, let's talk about it properly. Let's ask the hard questions. Was Duterte admitting to corruption? Was he taunting his critics? Why didn't this lead to more accountability? And to everyone watching, this is why we need to stay sharp. Politicians can't just hide behind "it was a joke" when they say something this serious. We deserve answers, not deflections. All right, folks, that's my take on Claire Castro's use of Duterte's so-called joke. What do you think? Was this a serious admission, a deflection, or something else? Drop your thoughts in the comments below, and let's keep this conversation going. If you found this video helpful, give it a thumbs up, share it with your friends, and subscribe for more deep dives into issues that matter. Until next time, stay curious and stay informed. Zamboanga Times out.